Let's clear and ground the energies. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hello and welcome to ArcanaUniverse. This is going to be Gemini, July 2025 energy forecast reading. Let's get started. As a friendly reminder, this is a general reading, so only take what resonates. We do have cross watchers, so roles can be reversed, but you will know if this is your story and which side you are on. Know that all of my readings are timeless, so you found it at the perfect time. Feel free to check out the playlist portion of this channel for all of your readings from your todays, monthlies, yearlies, all of that in the playlist for you. Nicely organized. So these two wanted to come up first, right? And then we have this one. Okay. So I'm picking up on an energy that is very sad, okay? So this person may have a tendency to be in depression or just feel like there has been, even though there's a lot of blessings in their life, somebody here feels like they missed an opportunity, or there's a lot of like victim mentality that I'm picking up. And it's, so I will say somebody here is just struggling right now, okay? And it has to do with the fact that they do have, somebody here has romance on their mind. And the reason why this person feels this way is because there's some level of like physical attraction or chemistry. And so somebody here, it almost feels like they kind of went all in, but it was coming from a very reckless energy. So somebody here was just like, they were willing to risk and lose everything just out of impulse. And so, when I do sense here that, perhaps this energy was already involved, or they were already talking to somebody, but again, somebody here was going off of impulse and not really thinking things through. And as a result, they played themselves and they played others in the process. But for this energy, they feel justified because they kind of see romance as a game, or like may the best person win, like that kind of energy. And so somebody here doesn't have any, they feel like their actions don't have repercussions. Okay, hello, hit those. Hi. And and so this person, they had a reality check. Okay, hello Mariah. Wrote you spying on me. No, just energy reading. So if you're in here, no coincidence. Okay. And so somebody here is, they just realize, hello Alina wrote, hello beautiful, good to see you, it's my 40th birthday today. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Hello Dan. Oh, thank you for the kind comment, Hitos. Dan wrote, I am uncertain. Yeah, so for those of you who are in here, hoping for some level of clarity into your situation, you came to the right place, okay? Because we're gonna kind of dive in and see, you know, your energy and the energy that this person is dealing with, and all of that. And so, you know, this channel is all about uncovering truths, because there's a lot of BS out there, a lot of smoke and mirrors, and God is all about telling the truth. Right when I said that, 444, right? Yeah. Okay, so for those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, okay? If we get 10 likes by the time I finish the spinny spin portion later on, I'll do all signs. So that's 12 additional messages you can have, okay? All right, so this very player-like energy, this person, they, as mentioned, not only did they play others, ended up playing themselves. And so right now they are paying for, I'm getting the word sin, okay? So somebody here is paying for their sins, paying for their manipulative and lying ways. You know, some of you guys don't realize, you know, in the 10 Commandments, lying is a part of it, you know. For those of you who think they're like, you know, almighty and holy and stuff like that, and you're just lying through your teeth, you know, this may be you or this may be the person that you're dealing with. You'll know which sides you are on, because I am so fortunate and grateful to have both sides, not just the healed or the spiritual people. No, the people that who's going through hard times, difficulties through because of their devilish behaviors. They listen in too, thank goodness, because you know what, if any, like I do see that both sides do need guidance regardless of their background, okay? So if you're in here, it really, it speaks volumes for me. You may not think it's a big deal, but regardless of your sign, if you're in here because you really want to be a better person, not, it's not about spying on the other individual, okay? I know Mariah or wrote the word spying, right? But let's use a different word, okay? This is about learning the truth so that we don't live with the blindfold on, okay? And so I see here that I'm picking up on a strong energy that has had a tendency to lead people on, pretend to be somebody they're not. And so God is utilizing me as the messenger to reveal these truths and expose these kinds of behaviors so that we can find a resolution, okay? And so somebody here is upset because they had some level of an ego death, okay? It's so funny. Why, I don't know why you're calling me mother, but okay. at least at least, you know, you're being respectful. Okay, I do appreciate that, because at the end of the day, it's about respect, right? And so if you're in here, you can't. This is the start. This is the activation, so to speak, of, you know, somebody here. If they truly want to see the truth, then God will reveal the truth. So you came to the right place, okay? So I'm glad that you guys utilized your intuition. I know there are countless millions of streams out there, but you decided to click on here. So that's a good sign. Okay, that's a good sign. All right, so yes. Okay. So as mentioned, somebody here is going through the one and only, okay? So what I see here, yeah, we're not talking about religion here, okay? I was raised Christian and that's my original background, but I have a one-on-one connection with God, so that's where I'm gonna leave it. All right, so so this person, they had an ego death, so to speak, because the person that they were attracted to, they can't be fooled. Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. They can't be fooled because they're protected by God. It's just like they are not attracted to toxic behaviors. They're not attracted to games. And so somebody here was trying to play games, and the other person was not a participant in that game. So it was just, they have created some level of healthy boundaries, okay? And so For those of you who are still dealing with somebody that is very toxic, etc., and is wanting to know, what to do next, this is exactly what's happening. Somebody here needs to respect themselves enough to create healthy boundaries. Okay, do not be do not let other people abuse you. And abuse has different shapes. It's not always about physical abuse. There's mental, emotional, etc. And so it's like you really need to protect yourself and create healthy boundaries. I'm not talking about, I'm going to post up a short right up after the stream. I'm going to post it up within, what time is it? Within 12 hours. Within 12 hours, I'll post up that short. But it was talking about, like, it has similar message. And so if you want to stay tuned to that, don't forget to subscribe, okay, and click on the notification bell so you're notified of when I post new content, okay. But what I see here is somebody here really needs to create some level of healthy boundaries, and there's some level of time apart and silence treatment. So it's literally take this person that is being affected, who is trying, somebody here is trying to make them play games and stuff like that. They are going to create some level of distance and time apart from this person, okay. So for those of you who are wondering, how can you put yourself away from this energy, this is the advice: distance, and don't feed into their games, okay. You're not a participant. Do not play, because once you start playing their games, letting them know their games are working, or that, etc., then it's just like game, set, match. It's just like, what are you doing? But however, if somebody here has enough self-respect for themselves and others, so that they're very mindful of who they share their energy and their time with, then you're actually protecting yourself in a healthy manner, so you're not just focusing on just people with toxic behaviors, okay? So anything else? It really comes down to, like, who you spend your time with, okay? It's like truly, like, who are you spending your time with? Okay, are you spending time with people who plays games, who considers, playing with other people's emotions and stuff like that as fun, as something to brag about? No, you don't want to be with that kind of energy, because your surrounding says a lot. Your surrounding, who you surround yourself with, says a lot about you. So if you know that you're surrounding yourself with people who are users, fakes, phonies, liars, cheaters, game players, what do you think is going to happen? Okay, you're going to pick up on their behaviors. You're going to think that kind of behavior is okay. Well, if they do it, I can do it. Or like, oh, they seem like a good person. They do all that stuff. Okay, it must be okay. There's going to be some level of making excuses. No. Okay, so please be mindful of who you spend your time and energy with, okay? Yeah, same thing. So Dan wrote, my spouse, our relationship flourishes, but my employer deceives me. Same thing, okay? It's about respect. It doesn't matter if they're a romantic partner, friendship, family members, co-workers. Doesn't matter, okay? It's just like, imagine, let's use work as an example, okay? Or just any connection. You can replace it with what have you. But there's this misconception. Oh, they won't do that to me. We're good. We're buddy buddies. We're on good terms. They won't do that to me. That's delusional. They do it to everybody else. What makes you think they won't do that to you? Okay? So that's a huge red flag. They're probably doing it to you right now. But you don't know because there's smoke and mirrors and lies and all of that. And so, okay, an advice for that. What do we do? Okay, so the thing about, yeah, so Dan wrote, yes, he tries to be my friend, but his action contradicts. And so this is where we really need to be strong within ourselves. The thing about these people who has these toxic behaviors is that they're willing to change your perception about how others view them. Okay? That's their goal. They don't want what they're doing to catch on. They don't want people to know. And so there's definitely, hello, Farron. Okay. Please, I appreciate, I understand you're trying to be nice and be, or what have you, or maybe you're not, I don't know. but let's just try to, let's not try to put me in a little box, shall we? Okay, I would rather have you say, oh, person, versus labeling me into something you think you see. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's, I'm just giving you a heads up because I don't think everybody would appreciate that. I sure don't. Just to, if I was to be honest and vocalizing how I feel about that. Okay. Hello, Jamie. Oh, Farron, I appreciate you so much. I know, I can tell you didn't mean for it to be, come off as anything negative or anything like that. But, so I appreciate you for being here, okay? So Jamie, hi. If you're interested in a one-on-one personal session with me, all of that information can be found in the description of this video. If you're looking for something just immediate, right here, right now, just a one question, one personal question, all of that information can also be found in the description of this video as well. Otherwise, hello, Ortega. I understand that not everybody has the financial means, and so that is why I provide free content on here, okay? That is a general, but because I am good at what I do, if you're in here, it is no coincidence, and there may be a message here for you, okay? Yeah. Yeah, so for those of you who just wants to see what I'm about, all you have to do is less this, more this. Yeah, okay. So the advice coming through, okay? Right. So Jamie, okay, that is a personal question, and as mentioned, if you want a personal, then all of that information can be found in the description of this video, okay? Just because you asked doesn't mean I'm going to answer, okay? Because that wouldn't be fair to Mariah. That wouldn't be fair to Farron, Den, Ortega, Isabella, Soha, or Soja, It wouldn't be fair to them. And I want to be fair, okay? So the advice coming through is that it's going to be very difficult to control what other people try to do to us, especially if they're coming in with toxic energies. They're going to try to change your perception, change how you view them, etc. And so the best advice is we need to be prepared. We need to be equipped, and we need to fully understand and be confident in the type of person we are. Okay? So if somebody here knows that they're genuinely a good person, they genuinely try to do the right thing, they understand that at the end of the day, they're not a bad person. And sure, they may have made mistakes, but ultimately somebody here truly wants to be a good person, then they really need to be like laser focused and be consistent and true to that. Like we can't be shaky. We can't be uncertain of who we are, because that's when the devil sees weakness. Okay, when the devil sees, or replace whatever other label that is more convenient for you, whether that is devil, negativity, demons. I don't care. Like, okay, not knock on wood, but clear the energies. I don't even want to say all of that. Okay, but some of you guys actually needs to hear that, because this is serious, you guys. This is serious stuff. Why is this energy, who is essentially pure at heart, why are they letting these toxic energies impact them so much to the point they start questioning their self-worth and is not able to uphold self-respect for themselves and others? It's ridiculous. And the reason why it's being very, like, the message is coming so clearly is talking about how when there is a lot of uncertainties and fantasy energy. So for an example, delusional energy is just like if somebody here, if they know somebody here that lies to everybody else in their life, but they believe that this person will lie to everybody else except for them. Who's delusional? Okay, who is delusional? What makes you think this person is not already lying to you? Okay, so we really have to, like, let people show you who they are and believe them. And so there is no room for fantasy, delusion, and what ifs and that. Okay. All right. Hello, Donald. You're early today, Eastern time. Woohoo! Oh. I mean, I figured, change it up. Change it up. I'm sure I can't. I feel like I'm sure there are other people who, because I have different watchers from all over the world. And so I'm sure this time slot may work for some people. So I'm going to try my best, to go live streaming whenever I can without depleting myself. But yeah, let me know, like, if this time is better. I'm going to see. I'm going to see. So we're trying it out. Okay. So yeah, just somebody here really needs to focus. Okay. I'm picking up on somebody who has a tendency to give up. And they tend to give up when they feel like the person that they're dealing with is, like, out of reach, or like out of their league, or they think that, like, they must have other people interested in them. There's something about, this is a self-esteem thing, okay? And it's just like, if somebody here has a lot to offer, a lot to give, but they think like they're not good enough, it's just, again, this is something that needs to be worked on internally. Nobody can give you self-confidence. Nobody. And some people think, oh yeah, sure they can. Like, just throw compliments and shower me with praise and words of affirmation, and then I'll be confident. No, because as soon as that stops, as soon as that source of supply stops, somebody goes back to base one, and they're just like, or base zero, and they just go like, they feel worthless because nobody is saying all of these fancy words of praise. Okay, and so again, it has to come from within. Okay. Yeah, so that's good. That's good then. But let me see. But just remember, okay, somebody here is definitely playing with fire. Okay, if somebody here is in a very toxic situation and they think they can stick it out, etc. It's just, you know, abuse is abuse, and it's just like, there's a difference. Gradual abuse, you know, like little abuse here and there, and like, and that's a little bit hard to like notice, and usually people break when there's a huge betrayal or a huge abuse, right? And then that's when something snaps, and something, and people get triggered, and that's when you have the death moment, tower moment, where it's just like God is like, no, enough with the abuse. And so you know, our goal is to not get to that point where it's just like a devastating end because somebody here like really mess things up. Our goal is not to get to that point. Like, but God will make sure we get to that point if somebody here refuses to take action and listen to what their intuition is saying. Okay, so if somebody is in a toxic environment, if you don't take steps to either help resolve, and if you have tried to resolve it and deal with it and improve it, and there are no results, okay, we need to pivot. We need to pivot because this is not healthy. It is not healthy for the mind, body, and soul. All right. So don't be afraid to stay flexible in that sense because our environment is going to come and go. You can see it. We're not living in 1925. We're living in 2025. Things have progressed. Things look a lot different than it did back then compared to now. And so we're never going to stay in the exact same place. So as we continue to move forward, really it's the path we take. Are we going to be closer and aligned to what we want, what brings us happiness and health and all of that, or are we going in the opposite direction? So don't be stagnant. You are never bound to your current situation because things are always changing, always shifting, uh, shedding, growing, etc. So it's up to you on how you want to pivot and in which direction you want to go into, okay? Oh, Dennis from Romania. It's so funny. I don't know why you call me mother. But I get it. I have that maternal vibe. I get it. Oh, who's there's the person named Dahlia and TW? What? Uh, Am I not seeing some messages? Like, okay. All right, so I'm going to do the spinny spin portion next. Okay, so by the time I finish the spinny spin portion, we just need 3 more likes. If we achieve that, then we're going to do all signs. So that's 12 additional messages that you can have via the collective effort. Okay, I love rewarding collective efforts. All right. Oh yeah. Well, I have it on I have it on because you know the trolls and all of that. So I did put some level of a filter so that you know for those who you know but you know as you know the it's the technology isn't perfect, and so, but thank you, Dahlia and TW and Donald. Okay. All right. One and a two and a present. Okay. Hello, Dahlia. Okay, no wonder I couldn't see your message before, because you're asking personal questions. No. For those of you who are asking personal questions, all of the ways that you can connect with me to get your personal questions answered is in the description of this video, okay? Feel free to check it out. Frequency, hi, fun wheel, right? Oh, thank you. Okay, so more information about the present, okay? I like that. What's more information about the present energies? Okay, I'm picking up on a soulful connection. So this may be somebody that you may be connecting with on a spiritual level, or somebody here thought that this was their soulmate, etc. But the thing is, this person is very toxic. Somebody here is very toxic, okay? And they are abusing their connection. It's like they understand that the other person really cares. They think that this is a soulmate connection, etc. And so somebody here is tapping into their devilish behaviors, okay? 444 in real life right now, a blessing in disguise. Oh yeah, I said 444 earlier too, so yeah, double confirmation. So somebody here is they are utilizing somebody's feelings to their advantage, okay? And so I'm getting like a game, a chess game kind of thing. And so somebody here knows exactly how to play this individual, play on their emotions, play on their feelings. And so you will know if this is the person that you're dealing with, or if this is the person that you are. Like, you'll know which side you are on when they play hot and cold. Okay? When they come, frequency wrote, speaking to me right now. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for being here. Okay? Thank you for being here. And so what I see here is you'll know that this is the person I'm talking about when they are hot and cold. 1 minute they're in lovey-dovey, giving you all the attention and affection, and next minute they're gone, cold shoulder. They're gonna be like, who? Somebody here plays dumb, okay? And they are utilizing, like, perhaps, oh, like, I don't remember that. Hello, Tanisa. Hi. Somebody here is utilizing, like, playing dumb when they know exactly what they're doing. Like, again, pretending to be somebody they're not, okay? So that it benefits them, okay? Nice. And so I see here somebody left the situation because they really needed to focus on their spirituality and their reality. Okay, somebody here felt like they were living in a lie, and they were right. Okay, yeah. And so it's become a very stressful situation. If somebody here is stressed out, it's because something in their life is not working out, and it's the body, mind, soul trying to tell this individual something's not right, something's not a vibrational match. And so So I do see a lot of like purging energy. Okay, somebody here is trying to understand and find clarity, uh, and and realize like what is going on. Okay. Aw, frequency wrote, yeah, so tapped in. Thank you for being here and shining your light so bright. Thank you, thank you. You know that I I take this seriously. I do. Like, you know, I know that I'm smiles and happy demeanor, and that's all real because that's me. Like me, I'm like optimistic and positive. But I also, when I see things, okay, I'm gonna mention this because I know. Okay. So for those of you who have been with me, you know, part of this journey of me being on here, have seen me in in different parts of the journey in a sense. And what I mean by that is when I there's a part of me that wants to come in and wants to not get too deep, not get too deep into, oh thank you, not get too deep into the energies, okay, like of other people's energies. And so I try to be as neutral as possible, but at the same time, stop. All right, ready for a magic trick? All right, are you ready? Donald, come on now. I appreciate the laugh, but you know, I appreciate the laughs, but you know, let's be a little serious here right now, okay? But I take this seriously, and also when I tap into these emotions, not the messages come through visually, audioly, feelings, all of that, and especially and I feel like the pain, the disappointment, sadness, and etc. And sometimes it comes to the surface, and so some of you guys will see that, you know, whether that is I get emotional and there's tears and stuff like that. It's because I feel the pain, and I understand the struggles. And one of the reasons why I'm so good at what I do is because I understand. Like I can feel exactly what these people are going through. Okay, and so that's one of the reasons why you see like this. And yeah, I can easily just do the hand thing and the hand videos and not show my face and stuff like that, and don't have to be vulnerable in that sense, because let's be real, like I I don't want to cry in front of other people like who I don't know on a personal level. Like I'm not like that. Like I'm the type of person to actually not show emotions actually like but I want to be true to what I'm feeling, and I don't want to hide that. Okay? I don't want to hide that. Okay. Frequency, you are a blessing. Your gifts are a blessing. Thank you for sharing them with us. Tanisa wrote, you have a legit gift, not just a card reader. Yeah, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, that's why I try not to like be confined into labels of like you know, whether that is, oh, a tarot reader or even energy reading. Or even like just all of these like labels, and like people have asked me, oh, are you psychic, etc. Like I don't want to be confined. All I know is that I'm a messenger of God. Okay, I'm utilizing my gifts so that for those who don't feel like they have direct access, or like they want like words, not just an intuitive hit, but a confirmation and clarity into their situation. It's just like God is utilizing me as a vessel to relay all this. And I understand some people may be triggered because they wouldn't expect somebody that looks like me or being here. But again, It's 2025. What do you want me to do? Go out there, you know, in this robe and just on a microphone with a speaker. Hey, listen to God. God, everybody. Listen to God. Repent. Repent. We've seen what that does, right? Nobody takes that seriously. Nobody takes that seriously. Okay? So I'm in here in the comfort of your own home. Okay? And you get to see me and interact with me through the screen in the comfort of your own home. So it's your journey, your timing, what you feel comfortable with, how much you want to pour into your spirituality and your connection with God. That is your choice, your free will. Okay? And so frequency, joyful expansion, yes, the divine working to and through you. So much gratitude and divine love. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, do you guys really think I want to cry with makeup on? Like, no, no, I don't want to cry in front of people, period. But again, I just try to stay authentic. If I'm feeling it, I can't hide it. I can't hide it. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, everybody's on their own unique journey, okay, and their own unique timing. Um, yeah, another thing I got a download of, and thank you for reminding me, but frequency. Another thing that I got a download of is, society has made it so that they say what men shouldn't cry, you know they're like, boys don't cry, men don't cry, and that kind of level of conditioning. No wonder there are, I'm not gonna say every man are like this, but the people that the men or women, okay, it doesn't matter, but I'm using that as an example. But it's just like, no wonder it is so hard for people to open up and be emotionally open as well, because they have been conditioned for so long to say, hide your feelings, and like, don't cry, why are you crying? But I mean, there's an extent, there's an extent to things. I'm not saying, oh, if anything happens, start crying, whether it's happy tears, sad tears, angry tears, whatever it is. I'm not saying cry. That's not what I'm saying, okay? So somebody here may take that the wrong way, because that's what they're wired to do, take things the wrong way. But what I'm trying to say is, obviously, don't cry over stupid things. Okay, I'm utilizing the word stupid because that's what God wants me to use. Okay, it's saying don't cry over stupid things, and what I mean by that is like, oh, you didn't get the candy at the store. Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Like that kind of thing, you know. Um. Okay, so frequency. I know. I know. Okay, I will have. I am going to have to say this. Okay. I know, I know. I have to say it. Okay. You're not the first one, so don't think like, I'm saying this for the first time. But I have said this in the past. Like like I know sometimes, like, the commenters, like, they have a way of agreeing with me, but then they're also like kind of throwing in their own 2 cents kind of thing. And so I just want to be very mindful that at least on this channel, you're more than welcome to spread your messages and all of that on your channel. But I just don't, even in the comments, I just don't want it to be like, I want it to be very not diluted about the messages from God that's coming through. Okay. And so, for an example, okay, let me elaborate a little bit more on the crying example. Okay. or like somebody here mourning a connection, because I sense a lot of, somebody here has cried a lot, like a lot. And it's not to say don't cry, because again, that's not what I'm trying to say. But if there is, for an example, okay, let's say there was a connection that you were really dedicated towards, like you really cared, you poured all your heart, energy, you were loyal, all of that. You were perfect in a sense within that connection. And then let's say somebody betrayed you. If you end up crying because you mourned the connection, because you knew that you couldn't be in that situation any longer, and somebody here had to cut off that connection, and they're mourning the connection, they're crying, they're sad, they're upset, and it's okay to have time for mourning, okay? But there's always an extent, and always an extent. It's just the other stream that I did. It's like it's talking about how we can't just stay in one place. We got to keep going and learn from it. But if you need to cry, cry. Okay? If you and I'm also a big promoter of redirecting the energies. If somebody here feels anger and they want to physically let it out, sports. Okay? Do sports. Go take up boxing, what have you. Do that. Okay? You don't have to punch walls and stuff, okay? Why? You're only gonna regret it later, and it's gonna look ugly over there. Like, no, don't do that. And why are you like hurting yourself? Again, that's counterintuitive. Don't do that. Okay? Redirect those energies, and and even if that means, like, for an example, if somebody here during this mourning process, they have neglected their responsibilities, whether that is in the form of finances or studies or other connections, etc., you can also redirect that so that you can refocus on what has been neglected. Okay? But the main thing here is don't neglect yourself. Okay? I all like every time I tap into this, some those who are actually healing, okay, they're going to be like truly genuinely healing and putting in the work. They're going to be redirecting energies that is going to be productive and healthy in their life. Whereas those who are operating in a low vibe, who's just trying to run away from their problems and situation and not face it so that they can learn and grow from the experience, they're going to distract themselves. Okay? And so for those of you who are wondering, is the other person, are they doing the work? Are they as upset, or are they crying over this connection as much as they are, or like are they mourning the situation, etc.? If you can see that they're trying to still distract themselves, they're not. They're just running away from the problem. Okay, so actions speak louder than words, okay? So just be mindful of that, okay? Okay, Donald. No judgment in that sense. Like, some people are different. Some people are, yeah. Some people have different ways of expressing their feelings, and some people are quicker and able to heal and let go because perhaps they have built up that endurance and muscle to not let low vibrational energies affect them so intensely to the point where they're just like they're immobile, they're paralyzed from the pain and the heartache and betrayal. And so ugh, ugh. you know? Yeah. Yeah. So this is this is all about, yeah, I'm glad you guys are in here because this is part of it. It's just sometimes we do need some level of encouragement. I'm not saying every like healing alone, it is part of it, but connecting in environments, in safe environments like this where you're encouraged, but I'm not doing the work for you, right? I'm not doing the work for you. I'm here as support, as encouragement, as motivation, and to provide you with clarity and the truth so that you have a better idea and focus of what is real and what is smoke and mirrors. And so that you can make your own decision to whether or not you're going on a path that is more enlightening and healthy for you or the opposite. Okay? So if anything, I'm here to equip you or help build that muscle of self-respect. Okay? Self-love. And I'm going to clarify for those who were like, oh yeah, well Arcana said, it's just all about me, me, me. That's not what I said. That is not what I said. Okay? True self-love. I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm gonna do whatever I want because that's showing me true love, true self-love. And I'm gonna hurt everybody along the way just to get what I want. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, somebody here needs to be very clear about that because I keep getting this energy. Somebody here just mistakes the information and makes it fit into their own reality. Okay, no. So, all right. Well, let's. What? I was talking about repetition, and somebody here needs to kind of get out of their environment. Okay, so for those of you who haven't somebody here really needs to connect with nature. Okay, go outside, get a little fresh air, get a little sun. Like somebody here is literally like in their room, like in a cave. Okay, and you can't. It's like saying, "Hey, butterfly, you can be in that cocoon forever." You can't. You can be in the cocoon in the dark alone so that you can self reflect, let go, transform, renew. But guess what? You eventually need to get out of that cocoon. You eventually need to get out of your room. Okay? Or out of the house. So somebody here, and I'm not saying go out and distract yourself with people, places, or things that is just short term, just in it for the pleasure, etc. No. Okay? Somebody here needs to build inner strength, inner confidence, and not be so swayed by outside influences. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no to toxic energies, okay? This is why I feel like I always need to clarify, okay? Because it's... Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, wonderful. Hello, oh, thank you, Donald. Hello, Sudarsan and Helen. So I don't know if you guys missed it, but yeah, I don't. Maybe it's a technology thing, or I don't know, but Usually even the held comments, sometimes I can see it. I've seen it before, but I will say sometimes I can't see it until like if I maybe reviewed the video again, then maybe I'll be able to see it. I don't know. But I know for like comments after the live stream, if they are held, I know where they're kept, so I can see it and have access to it. But anyways, let's move on. Okay, thank you so much for those of you who have liked the video, subscribed to the channel, clicked on the notification bell, etc. Congratulations, we have achieved our goal. You did it. You go, girl. You girl, boy. You girl, boy. You go, boy. Not gender specific. But let's see. Okay, I'm gonna breeze right through it. Okay, we have 12 additional messages. Oh yeah. It's smoke and mirror sometimes. All right, 1 and a 2 and a. All right, for those who are, remember, I read energy, so whether you are, strong Aries placements or dealing with an Aries, or if you just happen to be listening in, there may be a message here for you, okay? All right, so what I see here is for this portion, Aries, I see here there's some sort of like fairness that I'm getting, okay? Somebody here like actually like cares a lot. They operate out of love. And so somebody here is very attracted to their fairness, their straightforwardness, and not beating around the bush. And so they're attracted. And it's like somebody here can't get enough of this energy because they understand that this person is very generous and they see value. Okay, somebody here realizes that whoever they're connecting with, there is some level of value, and they don't want to let this connection go because I'm getting the word useful. Something about somebody here thinks that this connection is useful and it's going to benefit them somehow in the future. So, that energy, there is a little bit of a little kind of manipulative energy underlining it, I will say, but it's ultimately because they really see somebody of value here, okay? Taurus. I'm going to give a little advice for the Aries folks, or whoever is dealing with that. It's saying, be careful who you give your energy to, okay? Make sure that the people who are receiving the energy, that they are as well of worth, okay? I don't want this to be a one-sided thing, because I do see here that it can have the potential to be a one-sided thing if somebody doesn't continue to hold their ground. But as long as somebody here is very clear about who they are, they won't have to get to that point where they feel like they're not reciprocated, okay? So for Taurus, what I see here is due to somebody's spirituality and somebody here wanting things of value, things that they can invest towards, they are being very mindful of who they let in. So if somebody here has been blocked off, let go, don't have access to them, it's because they're doing it for their spirituality and because they know that they deserve better. So I see here somebody is really tapping into their self-worth because they've been played in the past. Somebody here, and they may have been even like financially affected by it, or the person that they may have been dealing with, they're not financially well off. I'm also getting some level of like kids in the picture, so perhaps it's like they were dealing with somebody that has like other dependents and stuff like that, and somebody here was willing to, in a sense, go all in, but it's like somebody here realized that they were going all in with somebody who wasn't willing to go all in with them as well. And so it created this level of like, oh my gosh, this is not right. This is not right. And so somebody really took their energy back, or stopped giving access to this individual, okay? Because they it wasn't right. It wasn't right. Okay? Geminis? So Geminis, I'm picking up somebody here has like a mental disorder or a mental blockage or something like that. And so that's one of the reasons why they're not able to progress things in a timely fashion, because they're so stuck within their thoughts. And so if there was some level of communication that needed to be had, but somebody here was holding back, was but trying to buy time, it's because somebody here was entertaining third party energies. Okay, it's just like I'm getting this very deceptive energy. So what that tells me is like somebody here may have pretended like they were a goody two shoes, or like they actually care about others and stuff like that. But no, no, they were utilizing that kind of demeanor to their advantage, so that they don't get caught. Okay, somebody here didn't want to get caught, but the thing is that when it's talking about some sort of stagnancy, it's like, okay, so the person who is serious about this connection, they're gonna show up and show out, meaning they're going to be there. But if somebody here is dealing with somebody that's in and out, in 1 minute, out the next, there's a lot of stagnancy in between, you know, perhaps like even days go by or something like that before they hear anything back, disrespectful. That action in itself, they just reveal who they are. They're distracting themselves with others. They're not being serious about the connection. They're not being respectful. Okay? What's the advice? It's saying even though it hurts to let somebody like this go, because I do sense somebody here just remembers the good times, or remembers when they were, still had that mask on. So somebody here misses the mask, okay? But that's denial energy. Remember, there were somebody here was falling for an illusion. And so even though that may be hard to understand and to realize, just know that God was doing it for this person's protection, okay? So God was just tired of seeing this person being treated like dirt, okay? Somebody here was not being treated fairly, okay? And as a result, they really needed to take their energy back. Okay. Cancers? Stop with the drinking. Okay, somebody here is like an alcoholic. Okay, they're drowning themselves with vices, whether that is alcohol or otherwise. You will know, or this person will know, and they need to stop that, because that is not getting them closer to their happiness. It's if anything, it's making them go the opposite direction of their happiness. And so uh, I'm getting, so this energy has a tendency to, I have to say it, they don't have a strong backbone. Okay, it's just like they're swayed by temptation. They're swayed by indulgences. Whatever feels good at the time, they will do it. They will try it. And God is like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, And so somebody here has loyalty to the wrong person, okay? Like devilish ways, devilish behaviors, and they feel like they're supported in that realm, but they're not. Why not? Because there's no progression. It's the opposite. It's like, and so that, so you know, I'm about not just the words, but how taking into account the results, the actions, right? And so I see here somebody here needs to see that their behavior is not providing happiness and progression in their life, and they can see it. They can see it. And so that's a confirmation in itself that their life is not getting better because they're continuing to do the things that is a destruction in their life. It's a very destructive behavior. Okay? Leo. Wow. Okay, so Leo is, so they found their match. Like they found like somebody that they feel like, I don't want to say the word opponent, but somebody like they found their match. Like they can't, like this person knows that they need to put effort in order to get results. This is not something that is going to be just laid out at their feet and just be like, oh, here for you. You have to do nothing at all. This is all for you. No. They realize that somebody here actually needs to stand in their power, do the work, be a good person in order for them to be worthy enough to interact and be in this other person's life who is of value, who doesn't deserve immature behaviors. Like somebody here is very, they understand who they are and they are not going to be swayed by immature behavior. They will get rejected. Okay? So what's the advice? It's a self-confidence thing, okay? Somebody here has very like low self-esteem. It's like, this is the type of person, if somebody who who says something like mean or something like that, they'll take it to the grave, like that kind of energy. It's just like they take it personally, and they just can't help but feel like whoever they're dealing with, they're too, I'm getting the word powerful. Okay, so somebody here doesn't feel that they can't feel like they're in their power because they feel like they're being outshined by somebody here who is very powerful and very confident. And so it's a confidence thing. Somebody here really needs to build their confidence. All right, I'm gonna reshuffle before we get into Virgo. All right. Virgos. All right. So for Virgos, I'm picking up on somebody here that they have a, like, I do sense care, okay? There's a lot of care, but due to somebody's betrayal, okay, lies, deceit, somebody betrayed this connection, and so as a result there is a lot of like stagnancy. Okay, this may be somebody that this energy was in like a commitment with, or some sort of like spiritual connection or something like that. where it just kind of felt like it was understood that they were going to be in it together, but somebody here either like backed out or was going behind somebody's back, whether that is emotionally cheating or physically cheating or just not being loyal. Okay, there's some level of lack of loyalty. The reason why is because somebody here was a coward. Okay, and they yeah, when they started exhibiting these kinds of behaviors, somebody here was just like, no, no. Like they literally cut off the source of this person's happiness and all of that because they realized that they didn't deserve to be treated with all this. And so it's like it's saying that without honesty, without loyalty and consistency towards this connection can't be. Advice? If somebody here is pouring themselves into work or their whatever else is going on in their life that is not associated with this connection, you're doing the right thing by focusing on improving. Yeah, by focusing on improving or focusing on somebody's finances. It's okay to retract to protect yourself. Okay, Libra. So Libra, I'm picking up on like a sneaky behavior. Okay, so due to somebody's sneaky behavior, uh, they needed time to themselves to kind of really heal. And the reason why there was the sneaky behavior was because somebody here was keeping options. They were pretending to be single when they were not, or pretending like they weren't already talking to somebody here. So I'm getting somebody who wasn't like it's not giving off monogamous vibes. And so somebody got stepped in and was just like, no. They told the person that this energy was dealing with that you deserve better, you deserve more, and God was like, it's time to close out this cycle. Yeah. And so I see here somebody spending more time with family or those who they consider like family because they don't want to feed into that situation anymore. They don't want to they want to walk away. Even if it's like a slow progress, at least it's progress. At least it's one more step in the right direction. Okay? Any advice for them? Pick up the pace a little bit. Somebody here is a little bit kind of dragging their feet. You know, it's just like they know that by going like continuing forward, moving on to focus on their growth and all of that is in their best interest. But instead of going for it like full on, somebody here is kind of taking their time. So that's the advice. The advice here is pick up the pace. Okay. Scorpio. Okay, this is very similar to the Virgo portion. So some of you guys may be dealing with with the Virgo or somebody with strong placements, and that. But somebody, it's similar energies to that. It's just like but it's a little different here. Okay, and what I mean by that is I do sense some sort of love. Like somebody here still cares. Somebody here still loves. There's still love here, but they know that they can't come back. Like somebody here is humiliated. Okay, so they feel humiliated, and so they feel like this is a chapter that they can't open, that they're too immature to come forward. What's the advice? What I'm getting here is that the reason why this connection didn't get to flourish was because somebody here was pouring into the wrong connection. Like they turned their back on the wrong connection. Okay? But instead was like doing something that was in the short term fulfilling, but it wasn't genuine. Okay, somebody's still in contact with their ex or something like that, and that was the reason why this connection couldn't work. So if somebody was like still hooking up with their ex, still talking to them, or being associated in some shape or form, because that connection didn't end, the connection that they really wanted to be with couldn't flourish. Okay? Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius, I'm picking up on an energy who really put up a fight and is really trying to uphold that fight to be consistent in their happiness. Okay, somebody here is really trying hard to build up their confidence, and instead of pouring their heart and soul into other people's cups, they're trying to pour it back to themselves, is what I'm seeing here. And so, and not just one cup, like they're trying to fill up and give love in every aspect of their life that they may have been neglecting in the past. But no, like somebody here is very clear and focused on their happiness and wanting to start a new beginning, and they are being led and guided by God. Okay? And so I felt like, you know, God is happy. God is very happy with the progression here. And so God's saying you deserve a vacation. Okay, so for those of you who have been just like working nonstop and been staying busy and stuff like that, you deserve a vacation. Okay, go out, have fun, play, be happy, laugh. Okay, I see here somebody has been very, I don't want to say serious, but like, yeah, they were serious about their personal development and their happiness, and so it's just kind of like it's time to reward yourself in a way. Somebody here needs to kind of have fun a little bit, let loose, let their hair down, and just kind of, you know, it's part of the healing. Okay, so for those of you who are like, no, I gotta just stay focused, I'm not saying distract yourself, I'm just saying treat yourself. Okay, in a healthy way. Healthy way. Okay, so we're gonna stay consistent here. Capricorn, great job, good job. Okay, Capricorn is connecting with somebody. It feels like a very online based connection. So this may be somebody that they met online, or that they only interact with them online. But it's just like, I'm getting like a big crush energy. So somebody has very strong feelings for somebody here, but they feel like either they're being rejected or they're not good enough, and they feel like they can't come forward and reciprocate because somebody here fears rejection. What's the advice? I mean, it's saying you're gonna miss all the shots you don't take. So it's just like rejection. Not everybody is going to say yes, but not everybody is going to say no. The If it's reciprocal, if the feelings are mutual, they're going to reciprocate. Okay, that should be the motivation, not, oh, what if I, open up? What if they reject? Okay. And so if somebody just decides to just close off and just not open up and for because of the fear of rejection, that's something in their mental space that they need to work on and let go. Okay? They need to work on and let go. Yeah. It's like it's like this. Somebody here is like they wished upon a star, they blew out birthday candles, they asked Santa or they prayed to God and was just like, God, please send me someone wonderful who's loyal, whatever, what have you, like all the good stuff, right? Somebody for me. And then God is like, you know what? You've been a good person, all right, I'm gonna send them your way. And then the ding dong, they're here, whether that is like you cross paths with them in some shape or form, and then the ego and the fear sets in, and it's just like, oh, this can't be the one. They're too good to be true. Are you kidding me? God is literally like sends you the perfect match, and somebody here is like, oh no, it's too good to be true. And so it's like they're not ready. If somebody here is not ready for a good thing, it doesn't matter if God sends them this and that, grants all of their wishes. If they're not ready, they're going to reject it. They're going to sabotage it, and it's not going to progress. And so somebody here really needs to let go of that fear, that ego mindset, and needs to be willing to be courageous enough to go after what they want. And if it doesn't work out, then it wasn't for you. And I do want to say, if somebody gets a rejection or a no, don't make it seem like, oh my gosh, they must be bad, they must be a bad person, they must, like they don't know what they're talking about. Like, no. Okay. Not everybody can say yes, but not everybody will say no, right? And it's if everybody said yes to every advances, every, romantic gestures, everybody would be in a relationship, right? Nobody would be single, everybody's happy. But that's not the case. It's okay to, but I don't want to focus too much on others. It's about the person who's resonating with this right now. It's it's their fears that they need to work on. Okay, they even if they are rejected or not, they can't. That shouldn't be the anchor weighing them down to not go for what they want. Okay, Aquarius. So Aquarius is dealing with a lot of like tension. Okay, so maybe they're getting into fights. Hopefully not physical fights, but they're getting into arguments and disagreements. Like somebody here, but they realize that that's not for their highest good. They're just like, you know what, all this the stress and wasting their energy interacting with these kinds of people who it doesn't go anywhere. It's not for their highest good. And so somebody here is really trying to focus on romance or whoever they have love for. It's in a sense like that's what they want to focus on. But I will say this. I do get some sort of like running away energy. Okay, it's like somebody here is not facing the problem, that they're not trying to resolve the issue. They're not trying to if the person that they were connecting with, okay, that this energy is connecting with, if they are of value, if they are of worth, then somebody here really needs to be willing to, I'm getting the word, I'm sorry. Okay, so somebody here, if they know that they did something wrong to somebody that they didn't deserve, like they know that didn't deserve it, somebody here needs to be willing to say I'm sorry. Okay, like there needs to be some sort of apology, because I see here in the past somebody, they just try to like brush it under the rug, not say everything except sorry. Like they didn't feel apologetic, they just wanted to not add more fuel to the flame, and they were just walking away. But that didn't heal the situation, that didn't address the situation. Somebody just turned their back. And so with time, the longer this person goes without resolving this, the more the other person is not going to take this connection seriously. They, if anything, they already forgot about them. They already moved on. They already understand that this person can't be trusted, because is somebody here is too stubborn. Okay? Advice. Somebody here is not good with compartmentalizing the different areas of their life, from whether that is romance or business, from, or it's like there's some sort of like blending of different areas in your life. Okay, so and that is what is bringing the connection down. Okay, so somebody here, because perhaps like they want a very strong connection with this person, but because they're attracted, or they want something like sexual or what have you, there's a lot of lustful energy going on. And so because they are not able to keep it separate. Okay, so I guess a good example is business versus romance. If somebody here is crushing on somebody that is work related, they're playing themselves, they're muddling, and that is not going to give them the results that they ultimately want in both areas. Okay, because that's deceitful energy. Somebody here is like pretending to utilize work or like networking, um, but it's because they feel an attraction. This is very low vibrational. Okay, and so somebody is pretending that they're lying. Okay, so don't do that. That is what God is saying. Okay, do not mix it. Pisces. Okay, so Pisces is having this realization that the less honest they are about their feelings, the more distance they feel. Or like if somebody lied about how they felt, or making it seem like, oh no, that's not how I feel, or no, that's not what is happening, the more they do that, the less blessings they will have. Okay, because again, they're not being honest. And so as soon as they let that go, there's going to be a lot of blessings and happiness. I see emotional like fulfillment, blessings. It's talking about an invitation. Okay, so if somebody here wants to like take things to the next level, or trying to see if there can be anything that can come about, especially if it's in the romantic sense. Some of you, it can be business related, but uh, it's saying there's something to be said about invitation. Okay, so if you want, and the thing about invitation, right? Like invite them to like a party or a get together or fun times or activity or collaboration, and and then building up from there, right? But be honest. But be honest. That's the main underlining thing, because the person that this energy is connecting with, they can see right through BS. They can see through people's intentions, and they don't have just time left and right to just like give it to anybody. So they're very mindful of who they spend their time with, and they're going to, and also something about the other person needs to know what they're doing. So whoever is doing the inviting, or like trying to like invite them and more, and all of that, they need to be clear on, I'm getting details. They don't want it to be like, oh yeah, we should hang out sometimes, and then crickets. It needs to be, we should hang out here during at this time, during at this date, at this place. Like things need to be set into motion so that all they have to say is, yes, I'll be there. That's it. Somebody here needs to put a little bit more thought into this, because whatever they were doing in the past, it didn't work out. It's not working out. It won't work out. Okay, so there needs to be some level of change. There needs to be action and honesty. Okay. All right. Anything else, God? No, we're good. We're good. Okay, for those of you who are still, wants more, messages, or wants more clarity, etc., etc., feel free to check out the playlist portion of this channel, where I have organized all of the readings from your tarot today, monthly, yearly, and all the signs nicely organized there for you. So feel free to check it out. All of my readings are timeless, so know that you found it at the perfect time. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you who like the video, subscribe to the channel, and who come back and to hang out with me, or to comment, or just to listen, and I appreciate you guys, and it is my pleasure to be here. And oh, I'll see you guys next time, right? Oh, and be on the lookout for that shorts I mentioned earlier. I recorded it before I jumped on here, so it's the same hairdo and all of that. But if you want to see that later, make sure you're subscribed and click on the notification bell. Okay, thank you. Bye.